Hi, I've been making these videos on retirement and living life in retirement for a little while now. Not a long while, less than a couple of months. But of course it's given me a chance to think about it fairly deeply and to look at other YouTube videos and see what other people have got to say about it. And certainly what's become clear to me is that if you're coming up to retirement and you're not retired yet, start thinking seriously about what you are going to do. Because a change is coming, a big change. And people don't like change because they lose something. They have to lose something in order to gain something. And what do we lose? The lifestyle we've been used to. I can recall many years ago, it must be 40 years ago now, reading a novel about seafarers, merchant navy, and how this old captain was dreading to retire at 60, and the relief he felt when the company decided they would up the retiring age for their sea captains to 65. But what's happening here? He's just putting off the inevitable. The 65 age will arrive, unless he dies before that time. And it's the same with you. Your retirement age will arrive. If it's already arrived, now's the time to knuckle down and think, what am I going to do with the rest of it? Because you have many years ahead of you. As I've said in each of these videos I've produced now, I've been retired for 28 years. Voluntary redundancy at 59, and not long ago I turned 87. So I can speak with some sort of authority, I think, on how to live life in retirement. There will be changes, there will be phases. You don't simply retire and then play golf or go fishing for the rest of the time. You just cannot do that. And even if you're very wealthy, you'd get bored going around the world on QE2 for the rest of your time. You need something to sustain you. But as I said, things will change. The years between when you're born and say 25 years of age, enormous changes take place. Not so many changes take place in retirement, but they do take place. When you first retire, if you're in good health, you have plenty of energy. Now, if you're planning retirement, what are you going to do with all that energy? What are the things you really want to do? As time goes by, those energies will lessen. Your health will become less in this regard. So you need to keep exercising, doing your yoga stretches, doing your meditation. But the most important thing, I think, is to develop a philosophy of life which is acceptable to you in body, mind, and spirit. All three are important. You need to realize that your muscle mass will dwindle. You will get weaker, but you can keep pushing that back by doing exercise, by going to the gym, by doing the yoga stretches. And as far as the mind, be a lifelong learner. Keep on learning. And as far as the spiritual part, well, that depends on you. But if you believe in an afterlife, and if you believe that everything you gain in this life, the skills, the insights, the wisdom will be carried forward when you pass over, then you'll keep going. But if you feel it's null and void and just blackness and nothingness, well, maybe depression will set in. So as I said, body, mind and spirit, all important. You might have been identifying with your work all of your life, or at least in the many years you've been working in the one job, a specialist in some field, and now that's gone. Not really. You can probably do voluntary work teaching about what you know. But you need to plan ahead. You need to think, what am I going to do with all that time? Because you will have a lot of time. If you're around 60 now, you could have 20, 25, 30 years plus ahead of you. That is a long time. Find out what you really want to do. Those things that you want to do will evolve even in retirement. They will change to other aspects, other values, other things to do. Just go with the flow there. But don't for a moment get depressed and say, well, that's the end of it. It's not the end of it. It's just the beginning of another chapter. Not even another chapter, another part of the book of your particular life, this particular lifetime. Retirement can be the best years of your life, will be the best years of your life if you plan it, if you think about it and go with your feelings, the heartfelt feelings which have been directing you right throughout your whole life up to this point. Go with the feelings and live a happy life.